We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and men's thrives on the suffering of the damned. Rot in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest from innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are incarnate paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy Thursday Eve. Yeah, one more day to the weekend. Thank God. It's been a long week. Today was a little rough, but it was fun. Had to go down again back to one of the events that shut down, pick up more of our gear that was abandoned. Managed to get a truckload and a van load. We're starting to get the end of our shit out of there. It's still going to take probably another month or so. Beyond that, starting to plan our next investigations. Let's get on over to this. I need to fix that camera just a hair. There we go. They want us to come up to Goldfield, investigate during the day. We're going to. Just got to decide when. Going to start making phone calls possibly this week, if not this weekend, if not next week, for Tonopah, Nevada. Start preparing everything to get ready for Nevada State Prison coming up September 7th, 8th, and 9th. And we still got, well, just to give you guys an idea, we still got all this to go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 more recorders. We're starting section 3 on Milkweed Recorder. Let's see if we get anything here. We still got 14 more to go on top of the 3 GoPro videos. The 2 static, mine, Dead's, and the GoPro I carried all night. On night 3, remember, I did not carry a digital recorder with me. I set it in the courtroom so we would have one more to analyze. So we've got a lot left to do. This weekend, if I don't have to work, yes, there will be extended shows because I want to get caught up so we can at least squeeze in Goldfield Hotel before we go to Nevada State Prison. That being said, I am actually out of the Jameson and Ginger. Do have a couple cans of the Jack and Coke left. So let's get that started tonight as we start the audio on section 3. And I hope you guys don't take too much offense to the title of the show tonight. 2-for-1 hot sauces and subs do not implode here. Subs to this channel don't have to worry about that. And it's lighthearted humor, guys. If you're offended by it, I'm not sorry. I'm really not. Uh, as I've said, if you're surrounded by death like I was for 12 years, you're not, you gotta have that humor about it, or you're gonna go crazy. Yeah, it's a tragedy. And they said, like, when they heard that banging on the end of the first day, into the second, they think that's actually when the implosion happened. They found wreckage 1,600 feet away from the Titanic, which means from the bow of the Titanic, which means they didn't even get there. The sub was not designed for that depth. You know, it's 12,000 feet. That sub was 13,000 max, 10 to 13,000 max. So it was at that bottom or the high side of the failing threshold. And all the safety reports coming out now that people warned not to go in that sub, even employees. It's a tragedy. So here's a drink in their memory. But I will say the memes have been classic. I hope you guys are doing well this evening. Yeah, busy week. Starting to heat up here in Vegas. Is that starting to heat up? Figure we've got an hour and a half left for Section 3. Can we at least get one EVP out of this? Then if we get one at this point, I'm going to be happy. Flat lines everywhere. Good times. Right, Deads? These lines are actually flatter than the ones looking for the Titan sub. Ooh, did I go there? Oops. Open mouth, insert foot. No, they didn't. And I say this, I was talking to everybody at work about this. There's some benefits to that. It was instantaneous. 6,000 pounds per square inch. It was like the Empire State Building made of lead sitting on you. And you're not going to even know what happened. They heard a creak, and that was it. Better than, 5 people in a tiny, basically inside a minivan. You can't stand up. Only one person can lay down at a time. And after 4 days, you're literally smelling everybody's waste, their sweat, their, just their body odor. You got all that inside that can. That, and knowing in the darkness that that's coming, that's the worst possible outcome. And the other is explosive decompression, rising up to the surface too fast. We went down to the Marianas Trench. I'm going to have to look at that. This sub wasn't rated for that depth, guys. I just said that before Deads came in. People don't realize, they can just bring them up. They can just tie on a cable and bring them up. No, they can't. They cannot just tie a cable and drag them up. You got to do it in stages. And if everybody's semi-conscious, you can't do it because if you come up too fast, look up the videos on explosive decompression rising too fast. Probably one of the most painful ways to die. Yeah. Release that depth. That's it. What is it like? 0.3 of a second, and that's it. The only only thing you can say about it is they got real close, real fast. But again, you have any questions? Just look at the title of the show tonight. uh, I don't know. But we are on show 450. 450 shows. 50 to go to reach number 500. I love it. Yeah, exactly, Duds. But that wasn't that deep. I mean, diving bells, you're talking going down maybe 500 feet, maybe 1,000 tops. You're talking going down 13,000 feet, 12,000 and change. What about part of somebody stupid releases a valve when they're in the dive bell? Yeah, explosive decomp. Your arteries and veins explode instantly. There's a scene in the movie Leviathan when he got into the diving bell, hit the button before decompression happened, and that is pretty close to what happens. I will not show it on here for copyright reasons and for bannable reasons. It shows a lot of blood. What's up, Tundra? How you doing tonight? Welcome back. That's 3 shows in a row. You're getting addicted to this channel. Either that or you just have a couple minutes to kill. And we are dropping a lot of frames tonight. We're talking about that sub tragedy. How, one, it could have been avoided. 2, as bad as it is to say, they went the best way possible. And I hate saying that because there's death involved, but they went the quickest way out. There was no other way. Just blame the frame drop on the Russians. I'll blame the frame drop on inflation. On redistribution of frames. They took the frames from me and gave them to somebody else. 815 of them to be exact. Perestroika, do swidania. Shit. Everybody join me. We all lived in a yellow submarine. Oh. Damn, did I just go there? Alexa, play Air Supply. Wah, wah, wah. You know, I had several. Deads, please tell me you're joking. Please tell me you're joking. Oh, that's terrible. It could be worse. Alexa, play Rick Astley. Oh, you guys are going to regret me knowing this now. Whoa, what the fuck was that one? I think that's us coming in. Everybody, Dead's just got rickrolled live on air for me just saying that into the microphone. That makes this show that much more worthwhile. See, anything can happen here at Incarnate Paranormal. And those two are mild. Like, I'm behaving. Now that I know this, I'm behaving. I can't believe your freaking Alexa went off. Oh my God. You had 2 songs to shut off. Oh my God. You know what? Before we get to this, hold on. And I don't normally do this. But this is too good not to celebrate because I had 2 go off. I had 2 of you guys go off on that. That was just freaking great. I'm going to do 2 wheel spins. I'm gonna do 2 wheel spins for that. Jalapeno. No, we don't do 2 of the same. We know this. And cayenne. Okay. Jalapeno and cayenne. Just because I had tortured you guys, I'll torture myself. And no, it doesn't taste good, but you know what? It was actually worth it. For the simple fact that mm, that happened. That was good.
Oh, this is the same,
Same
same layout, same thing as we talked about. It was like this layout there. What? He was like, it was just like this, he was up on top of there. But this is not this. So what?
recording device.
So I wonder why you guys are here. Possible leeway in May death.
Of course, you were playing Final Fantasy. I wouldn't expect any less. Welcome back, Tundra. You better start streaming that shit.
He said 6 or something, what did you say?
Because you got a lot of beans to catch up on. Nice. That wasn't us that came in. That's surprising. Don't think your internet is strong enough yet. That sucks. Upload is just below streaming threshold. Ouch. And it doesn't take too much to stream anymore. God, I'm dropping frames tonight. Why? Let me run a speed test on my side. Ping is 10. My download is way fucking low. That's why. Damn. It's like half of what it should be. And my upload is 30. Upload is 30. I shouldn't be having any drop frames. I don't know. It's only at 1.5%. If it gets up to like 10, then we'll worry. Now that's a weird one. That's a lock on opening. What do you guys think? That's a lock on opening. Sounds like a padlock almost. Or it almost sounds like either an old school lock, or it sounds like a bullet being chambered in a slide. What do you guys think? My God, I want to count this. I want to count this, but I just don't know what it is. I don't know. It's a lock. You're right. But we weren't doing any locks, so that is evidence. So I'm counting this one. For one, I haven't heard this one at the prison before. So, granted, it's building 10. We had never been in 10 before. So, yeah, let's save this one. Okay, we're counting that one. There's no way we're not. That's our first one. We're on section 3. 21 minutes in, we get our first EVP. So, like I said, only because it's out of the ordinary. If it wasn't, we just move on. Like I said, we've heard these same door sounds, same freaking everything. That one does not fit the mold. All of them you have to minus 10 or minus 11 because the door's so heavy. You don't have to move the cinder block. Because they keep blocks in front of all of them because of the weather. You remember that, but yeah, it's 10, 7, 8. What? Yeah, 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8, and 10. 7, 8, and 10 we'd never been in, or 6, 7, 8, and 10. No, 6. No, 7, 8, and 10. 7, 8, and 10. No, 6, 7, 8, and 10. I was right. So 4 of them we'd never been into because they were dirty and they hadn't cleaned them out. God, my KBS is all over the place. Your pre-check. Nice. So, we'll wait for these sounds to pass. Wow. Girlfriend's former roommate had to get her husband's son's passport expedited through a senator. Damn. So for the next investigation of Goldfield Hotel, I said this early in the show, they want us to go in during the day. Evidently, there has been a shitload of activity since we left. 2 days prior to talk about yeah, that is last second. We're going to go up into the gunfight room, which you'll see on video. That's where I had a static camera. We're going to take a table, chairs, deck of cards, chips, poker chips, whiskey, cigars, and a blank gun. Because somebody was shot dead in the doorway, we're going to take a blank gun up there and fire it off right in the doorway. Of course, we got to let the police know that we're doing this in the building, so if they hear something, because it's so close to the police station, they're not going to be like, hey, we got gunfire. No, you got a blank gun. And everything's going to be filmed. That one is going to be freaking filmed. Yeah. The secret buoys. The secret sonar net. Thanks, Tundra. Really, thank you. The buoys, the top secret sonar net that they had, caught the sub imploding. I read that this morning. Or actually, I read it early this afternoon. I take that back. Where the Navy came out and said, we knew it. We just couldn't say anything because of what it was. It's like, yeah, we have a sonar net up. They have a SOSUS net on the Atlantic and Pacific. Yeah. They knew it on day one when it imploded. They knew it on day one. I want to know who's going to foot the bill for that freaking rescue for 4 days with all the nations coming together. That's hundreds of millions of dollars when the Navy knew they were already dead. That's tragedy right there. They could have come out and said, yeah, they're dead. We knew it. But nope, didn't happen that way, did it? The company that sent out a distress call so that Titan sub company has to foot the bill. They're going to be spending a lot of money. And here's the really sad thing about it. The people that perished signed a death waiver. The families cannot go after that company. They're not going to go bankrupt. They can't, they can't be sued. I think they can be sued for wrongful death. That's about it. You're not wrong, Dads. It's like taking a Lambo off-roading. Funny thing is, I've seen people do that. I saw a lady do that in a Maybach. It had air ride suspension. I'd figure it lifted up over the rocks. Are you a freaking idiot? You can't say that to me. You took a $200,000 car off-roading. I can say that to you. They controlled the sub with a $26 recorder. $26 controller to control that sub that takes people down to see the Titanic 12,000 feet underwater. A wireless controller. Oh, that bothers me because I had a Logitech wired controller. That thing was a piece of junk. You press forward, you go sideways. You press pause, you fire your gun. It's like, come on, give me a break. Like, I posted a video on my page on Facebook of the guy that passed away in the sub, the president of the company, showing how to operate the sub, and they'd hand it to people that would go along so they could control the sub. A Logitech controller. That should be like Logitech's new slogan now. Can't control a game, can't control a sub. We'll implode your game for you. I don't know if you watched that video, Deads, about the inside of that sub on how small it is. I can't see how they got 5 grown men into this sub. It's like, are you freaking kidding? It's less than the size of a small minivan. You can't stand up. You can't crouch. Hey, sardines in a can? I'd rather be a sardine at that point. At least you can get out. Yeah, same, Tundra. I think of, you got the freaking like desktop controller where you got the great big, helicopter controllers. You got the foot pedals, you got the multiple buttons. You're not just, ooh, I'm gaming. It's sad. But again, the company knew it. They had whistleblowers. The whistleblowers who worked for the company were fired. Even there was a director, I forget his name, went down in that sub once or twice before, like last year, and they said as soon as that sub hit the water, As soon as it broke the surface, it lost communication. Who in their right mind is going to go down in a sub that has no communication 5 feet underwater? That's sheer stupidity in my opinion right there. And be like, you know what? Just go back up, let me out, have fun. They got 2 laptops and a gaming controller. You could have done better controlling that sub on the keyboard of the laptop than you could a Logitech controller. That'd be like me going ghost hunting with the frickin' tape recorder off Home Alone 2. I mean, come on. I don't get it. I just don't. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm heartless and sadistic, but why? It's preventable. Now, somebody made a joke. I don't know how true it is, but they posted something from that Explorer's website from that sub that they already have a job posting up for a sub pilot. I don't know if somebody hacked into the system and put that up there, but I hope that's not true. Could you imagine that same day? Hey, we're looking for an experienced sub pilot. Unyielding Rose. I remember the name. I don't remember your real name. Sorry. It has been a while. How you doing? It has been a long time. Yeah, next week, the new Indiana Jones movie. Hell yes. Linda. I feel like an asshole. I'm trying to remember. I know 2 Lindas. I'm trying to remember which one. Might be too soon on that one. You're right. And I've made the comment. I'll pause this real quick. Last time I saw you was at the shop in Goldfield. Okay, yes, I remember now. How you doing? I've always wanted, I say, if I had the opportunity to go down in a sub next to the Titanic wreckage to investigate, I'd do it. If I had the chance to go investigate the Titanic in a submarine, I would hands down do it. But after this, I don't think so. The shop in Goldfield, yeah. Not too long ago then. Should be going back really soon. Yeah, Dead's right. Someone at Goldfield. I wouldn't go that far, Deads. Because 111 years later, the Titanic's still killing rich people. You used to be with Desert Spirit Seekers. Yes. Linda, just keep track of the Incarnate Paranormal page and my page on my personal page on Facebook. Our next meeting, you're more than welcome to come join the team. Yeah. You see what I did there, Dads. I made that joke earlier today, and I got that. Ooh, Now, but look, we're always bringing on members, Linda. We're always bringing on members. And if you remember, I was with Desert Spirit Seekers for about a week when we changed it over from Vegas Valley Paranormal to Desert Spirit Seekers. And that shows you how far back it goes. And you remember. And for those that don't know, I'm going to pause the audio for a second. I started off with Shadow Stalkers Paranormal. That was my first paranormal team. About 2 years into it, I contacted Barry. Yeah, that's his name. His parents must not have liked him too much. I started asking him about locations, investigating, gear, and he invited me to a meeting. Everything fell apart with Shadow Stalkers, so I joined Vegas Valley. Tundra, thank you for being here. Hopefully we'll see you again here real soon. Have a good night. I immediately joined Vegas Valley. Barry took me under his wing, taught me everything he knew about the paranormal. That's why I love doing residential so much. Still got some of the stuff that he gave me from investigating. Until certain things happened that we kicked him off his own team. We kept the Vegas Valley Paranormal name for about 2 more months. Then kind of immediately got changed to Desert Spirit Seekers, and that's when I left. Had a bad experience on a residential, and formed, that's when I joined Sin City Paranormal. Lasted for a certain amount of time, then, Incarnate Paranormal, and now everybody from Sin City Paranormal is back to Incarnate Paranormal. Well, in a nutshell. And you remember that freaking residential in Pahrump when I quit the paranormal for a while. That one that was on the north side of Pahrump. One of the worst experiences I've ever had on an investigation. Next to the one in Tonopah. Physically ill, throwing up. Yeah, that was bad. But yeah, August 1st, as I've said, will be my 15th year in the field. One, don't go in alone. Be very leery if you've never done a residential. It's a whole nother beast. You don't do it the way you do the prison. Like I said, keep track of my page, the Incarnate page as well. When we have the next meeting, if it's in a public area, you almost have to be there. If you want to join the team, as far as just going on the investigation, we have meetings before the investigation, and if you want to do the investigation but not join the team, you have to go to the meeting before the investigation or you can't go. You can open a Pandora's box. You can do a lot of harm to your clients if you don't know what to do. You pretty much have to do a sit down, ask them a whole shitload of questions. Do I still have this? Do I still have it? Let me pause this. Okay. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see. I made up this questionnaire. And this is for major investigations, major residentials. 103 questions. Of course, you're not going to ask this many. There's a shorter version. Occupants, names and ages, address, telephone number. This is if they want you to investigate. Number of rooms in the house, history of tragedies in the house, death, rape, murder, all that. Close to cemeteries, close to water sources. Has the house ever been cleansed or blessed? Recent remodeling? Anybody die in the house? Anybody on medication? Big question because some medications can cause hallucinations. Any prior investigations conducted? Have you tried to clear the house yourself, which I suggest never frickin' do unless you have an investigator walk you through it. When did it begin? Strange smells, strange sights, physical attacks by the spirits, not other inhabitants. That goes back to the previous questions. Any domestic violence or any of that. You have to be very, very careful when asking these questions because if there has been illegal activity in the house, you can't go squawking to the cops because of client confidentiality. A, do you do drugs? Yeah, I'm on meth. Okay, sorry, we can't conduct the investigation. I'm not going to the police, but we have to leave now for our own safety. Oh, I do shrooms and acid. You're probably hallucinating. Oh yeah, I smoke weed once in a while. I'm on Ambien. Ambien causes potential hallucinations. There's so many things that you have to be able to explain to your clients. You have to have a pretty broad knowledge, and that's why you got to have people who know on the team about medications, drugs, activity, to be able to explain to them that could be the reason for the activity. And this is major reasons why I say don't do residentials until you know what you're doing. Has anyone in the house being responsible for a death, accidental shooting, auto accident, shit like that? About your parents, your grandparents, curses, generational curses. Do you have any haunted items in your house? Do you have a Ouija? Do you practice the occult? Are you a white witch, black witch, practicing witch? Wicca? Are you into demonology? Are you into tarot, Ouija, any of that? So, there's so many things you got to get out from the client before you investigate. And I just said that. Practicing in the occult. Have you ever made a deal with the devil? I'd sell my soul for a cookie, No. Of course I wouldn't, but it's out there. Meditation. Do you have lustful thoughts? Do you have hateful thoughts towards people? Do you suffer from chronic illnesses? There's so many things you have to take into account before you do this. And this is one of the things, Vegas Valley Paranormal, Barry taught me, is Brent, you got to go the long way around to get to the short answer. It's not easy. I've walked out of several residentials because 1, they were lying to me, 2, I caught them lying, and 3, they weren't telling the truth. Generally, when you get that sense around you, you can walk in and pretty much gauge what's going on. You read that energy in the air like there's something not right. They're not telling us. There's something they're not saying. And like I said, I had a client that told me they weren't on any medication. They weren't on any medication. Started the investigation, investigating upstairs. You go into every room, walked in the bathroom, medicine cabinet was open. There's like 8 types of medication. It's like, I thought you said you weren't on any. Oh, I didn't think those mattered. Gear off. Sorry, we got to leave. I don't care what tragedies happened in your house. And yes, somebody was shot dead in their house. If you're not going to, be honest with the team, when we're actually trying to help you, we're putting ourselves out during spiritual warfare. And you're going to lie to us about something as basic as that? Well, I thought you were going to judge me. We're not here to judge you. We're here to help you. I don't care if you're on Ambien, freaking Zyrtec. I don't care if you're on antipsychotic medication. Tell us. It can only help us. So yeah, residentials, be careful. There's my long-winded answer. Sorry. It's going in this long. It's you get some real wackos. We had one guy only wanted us to investigate because he wanted attention because he was lonely. His daughter and granddaughter wouldn't come visit him. Granted, yeah, there was activity in his apartment, but there was nothing to it. He was just a lonely old man who wanted attention. We went down to Laughlin twice to help this man, to find out he was lying to us. And he told us in the end, he goes, I was just lonely. The VFW is right up the street. As well, my friends are dead. At that point, you feel bad, but you also got to be professional. Be like, we're here to help people spiritually. We can't come down here just to talk to you because you're lonely. I'm sorry. And you feel like an asshole saying that. But you can't waste your time when people really don't need that help. I don't know. So we also did that one. We had that with Vegas Valley. We did that another residential in Pahrump. We went out to her house 7 times because she thought the spirit there was her deceased husband. The first 2 times it was. The other 5 times it wasn't. We kept telling her it's not your husband. Your husband has moved on. You need to accept that. We kept going back, having to cleanse her house because 2 spirits moved in that terrorized her and her sister. Because after her husband died, her sister moved in to comfort her, and they were both terrorized. And you can only help so much. You can only travel so much before you're like, you guys, we've cleansed the house. We can't keep coming back. This costs a lot of money, and we don't charge a thing. So finally she accepted it. She's like, you're right, I'm sorry, and haven't had any problems since. Every once in a while I get a message from her son-in-law for her to say hi. But yeah, you want to try to keep in touch, but that many clients, that many years later, you just kind of lose touch. It's bad. Thank God there's no evidence because I got really long-winded on that explanation. But did you guys know that's just me? I tend to do this. So I have to ask, what happened to Desert Spirit Seekers? Are they still investigating? Because I haven't seen anything on the pages. Oh, not that I've looked in a while, but it used to pop up in my feed all the time. You moved to an old trailer home. There's a woman there, probably the woman who owned it before you. They are, but you're not with them anymore. Okay. And so with Incarnate Paranormal, there's no dues. You just got to be able to pay for your own investigations, pay for your own travel, your food, and your room and board. We're going to start getting out a lot more here in the next year. It's going to explode. We got 4 places in Tonopah, multiple places in Goldfield. We're planning Tombstone, Waverly Hills, Nevada State Prison again next year. So we've got a good 10 to 12 places lined up easy. Oh, and the other one, when I was at Goldfield here last weekend, I was talking to a lady outside the hotel. She works for the Henderson Historical Society. She is going to help us get into locations in Henderson and Vegas if she can get the right people. I'm hoping to get back into a certain museum on the Strip. I've got to try to get in contact with her, see if she'll allow it. If we can get in there, that's gonna be limited people, like six or seven. Yeah, a lot of big things are happening right now. We got the right people, and the people I've associated with here in the past few years. Everybody wants to pitch in and help us get into locations. I've even had one of my friends who is in the field, who I've investigated with for years, say she had a dream that I actually got a TV show. Somebody saw me somewhere and was like, we're going to take care of you. And that was it. So it's like, could that be a sign that something's going to happen? Like, hey, you've been helping this guy for years. He's about to make it. Be ready for it. And I've always said, do I want a TV show? Yes and no. She was passing through a month ago but hasn't left yet. Nice. Like, you know what? You can stay if you don't cause any problems. If you do, you gotta go. But yeah, as far as TV shows, I've always said I would do one, but under my conditions. There's nothing faked. If we don't get any evidence, we just don't get any evidence. I'm not going to use past evidence if I've investigated it before. We're going to go in there, we're going to do it right, and that's it. We're going to go in for 3 to 5 nights, and if we don't get anything, I can't help you. But the downside is going in with like 3 pieces of equipment, and that's it. We're not going to have, and as I've said, this is what we have left, like I said, for Nevada State Prison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. Well, we're finishing 1 now. So 14 recorders, and we finished, well, technically 2. So 16 digital recorders spread out through Nevada State Prison. Could you imagine analyzing all this for a TV show? You'd be doing one show every 3 months. Just not happening. Go in with like 3 pieces of equipment and that's it. Your camera, your digital recorder, and like an Eddy. Not too awesome there. Oh, why is that up here? This is my current gear. This is only a portion of my gear. If you remember, like these bottom center recorders were the ones I started in the field with. You'd probably remember them. But thanks to my viewers, most of the ones here in the center, all the zooms, were donated by my viewers, which I'll be forever grateful on that one. And one of these on the right, the little triangles, that was donated by one of my viewers as well. So every time I get enough in donations from subscriptions and all that, I buy another piece of gear. But now, I don't know what else to get. Have all the the audio recorders we need. It's either going to be a better video camera to carry around, or I don't know. I just don't right now. I've had a couple people and other groups recommend a camera, but it's like $900. Now, what are you looking for? A point and shoot camera, or are you looking for a video camera? If you just want a great digital camera, look at a point and shoot. Spend the money if you can afford it. Pentax KS2 is a great camera. I have a full spectrum. My Pentax KS2 is a full spectrum, which the Pentax KS2 is that one. I said I have it converted to full spectrum. You don't have to do that. Converted to full spectrum, the camera's like $900. Otherwise, I think it's like $500 to $600. And you can ask most of the people here in chat. I've gone off on rants about cheap equipment. Oh, you're welcome. I've told people, just if you're going to be serious about investigating, invest. Invest in decent equipment. The cameras, and camera is one of the most expensive piece, or most important pieces. If you don't get it converted to full spectrum or and to IR or full spectrum, if you just get a normal camera, if you leave the paranormal, you still have a good camera to use. You can get different lenses for it. You can get different filters for it. you have a camera that's a great camera that you can use no matter what. Instead of spending 80 on a point and shoot, spend the few hundred on a great camera that you're going to have better pictures, that has image stabilization, because point and shoots, those cheap ones, if you even bobble your hand a bit, you got blurry pictures, then you just basically ruined half your photos. I mean, I've gone on like hour-long rants about gear here lately, and it's I don't mean it against the viewers. Uh, People are going to use what they use regardless. I mean, listen to me, don't. I'm just going by the years of experience I've had and what I've witnessed. I'm approaching 900 investigations, you know, so it's. I think I should be able to get some pretty sound advice. I mean, Deads here in the chat joined on the last trip to Nevada State Prison. What recorders should I get? I gave him 4 or 5. Whatever suits your fancy. You know, it's like I said, everybody has a budget. Everybody, you know, it's people are going to like different equipment different ways. I swear by the Zoom H3 VR. Several other investigators swear they'll never use it because they don't like the omnidirectional microphones. They don't like the binaural or ambisonic. Hold on. Excuse me. They don't like the ambisonic or the binaural sound. Ambisonic's probably the best way to record. It's basically hearing like your ears hear. And that is true raw audio. I don't know why people wouldn't go with it, but to each their own. You have 2 GoPros and 5 voice recorders, Jesus. And you're getting your girlfriend into. Gotta go for now. Thank you so much for being here. It was so good seeing you again. Please, please keep in touch. Sweet. Don't forget to hit that follow button either. Please hit that follow button down on the bottom right of the screen. It helps me get my numbers up and notifies you when I go live. So please don't forget to hit that follow button. That little heart. Thank you. Looks like this recorder is going to yield 1 EVP. Absolutely terrible. It means we're going to be stuck at 407. That's funny. I got 407 drop frames. And we're at 407 EVPs. Well, that's a sign. Yeah. So, wait a minute. Dad, you've got 5 recorders now. That means you carry one, your girlfriend carries one. That leaves you with 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, plus 2 GoPros, 18, 19, plus my 3, 22. We're going to have 22 pieces of equipment to get evidence on. Wow. Just wow. That's a lot of equipment. Figure 22 times 5, 110 times 3. That's 330 hours of audio. So you figure 330 hours of audio plus 15 hours of figure 15 hours of video. No, more than that. 5, 10, 15, 25 hours of video. That's 355 hours of evidence to go through. That's figure 40 hours every 2 weeks. No, that's 100 and oh shit. That's 150 shows, if not more. Huh. That's well over 150 shows. That's almost 200 shows. Oh shit. Oh, we're really diving into it now, aren't we? Oh my god. Just a cringe on my face on this one, guys. So we have to decide, which recorder we're gonna hit next. So we had my GoPro and Neil Pitney's cell, Dead's GoPro in the courtyard, that's going to be us coming in. We're going to finish this up. Then we're going to decide which recorder we want to do next. I mean, we can do pretty much anything.
We are at 5 hours, 35 minutes, 1 bar, so
So when I said 5 hours, this recorder is 5 hours 35 minutes. So it's going to be 5 hour minimum. So that's going to put us up probably closer to 400 hours of probably 400 hours. So we've got D Block, Culinary, Joseph Wright Cell, Execution Viewing, H4N Pro, last night's B2, Building 6. We just finished Building 10. Death Row, Building 12, Building 9, Building 7, Book Warehouse, which is probably going to be completely dead, Building 8, and the courthouse. What do you guys think? We haven't ever done the courthouse before. I did my first year. I think I did it the first. No, I've never done the courthouse before, because the first year the courthouse was the first 2 years the courthouse was home base. Then last year this last year's the first time I did it. So we might do the courthouse next. That was my H3 VR that I did not carry with me night 3 because I just had my GoPro with me. So, what do you guys think? Maybe the courthouse? We'll make that decision tomorrow night. I don't know, guys. Anyways, I thank you guys for being here. We made it to an hour and a half tonight. We had one EVP, and that was a lock rattling. Real exciting for evidence. But anyways, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's Friday. Thank God. Guys, have a good night. God bless. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks again.